Okay, so here we are, just getting prepped to start the wallpapering. So here we have my wallpaper adhesive. I've lined a bowl because sometimes when you've got too much, when you make too much adhesive, it's really hard to figure out how to get rid of the paste. So I've lined this bowl with an old bin liner, so I can just literally tie it up and dispose of it. This is your wallpaper paste brush, so that's to apply the paste to the back of the wallpaper. This is, I think it's very old, an old-fashioned plumb line. So basically you hang the line down your wallpaper, and so like if I put it here, it's going to give you, when it hangs, when you stops wobbling, you can tell that you've got a straight line. I think nowadays you've got one where you can like ping it and it will give you like a chalk mark. Pair of scissors, a pen, and this is like a seam roller. I've got one, but I don't know that I've ever had to use it, but just thought it was in the decorating box, so I'd take it just in case today I do decide to use it. And then here's my decorating table that's got all the measures on it, and I've put a sheet on the floor, so we're good to go. Okay, so I'm mixing up the wallpaper adhesive, and I can't actually go with these recommendations on the back of the packet because I'm only doing 2 rolls, and this is all for like 8 to 10 rolls. There are 2 rolls a bit further down, but I'm probably only going to get a couple of lengths done this evening because it's just gone 4 already, so I'll start to lose the light soon. So I've put a litre of water in this bucket, and I've just gradually been adding the powder. And actually this consistency looks okay because it says to mix vigorously and leave to stand for 3 minutes to allow it to thicken, and that's actually thickened without there being any lumps, so that's perfect. So I'm going to go and get my first reel of wallpaper. Okay, so the hardest thing is going to be measuring the lengths myself, because normally you have somebody hold it at the top and somebody makes a little tear in the bottom. So I did a little crease here, and the best thing you can do then is literally line up your edge, almost as if you're going to like cut some Christmas wrapping paper. So you line up your edges here, and then you know that you've got a straight line here to cut. So I'm now going to get a sharp knife, because we've actually found in the past that a sharp knife actually does the job better than cutting it with scissors, because you've got to remember that this cut edge is going to come down to your skirting board. Just got to double check I've got it the right way up now. Oh yeah, so that's what confuses you, because obviously on this side you're seeing the pattern that way up, but obviously I'm going to cut it and that will be the underside, and it's obviously this side that I'm actually putting this side that I'm putting the glue on. So that gets a little bit confusing. I haven't wallpapered in a while, so, but I do love it. I think when that's across that back wall and then that teal painted cabinet goes up against it, it's going to look lovely. The other hardest dilemma is my first drop with the wallpaper is actually coming down, and there's a socket, and not a very nice socket either, but I'm not an electrician, so I'm not going to fiddle with that, so I'm going to have to try and cut round it. So yeah, my first drop's got a socket in it as well, which isn't going to make it that easy hanging it on my own, but hey ho, I'm going to give it a go. So I could film more if I was able to put my phone on my head. But it's very difficult to actually do what I want to show you and film at the same time. I guess that's why people use a tripod. But I'm using a sharp knife and I'm going along my folded edge. And now I have a straight cut. See, it's perfect actually. Sharpen my knife first, so you do need a sharp knife. But yeah, it makes a nicer edge than scissors. just for the record. And the next step is to start applying your glue. So, so I'm just gonna start randomly applying it. What you want to avoid is getting too much of the product on your table, because like when you bring your paper, when your paper comes to the edge next time, you don't want to get your glue on the underside, you know what I mean, on the pattern on the other side. So you need to, oh, I just done it then, didn't I? Yeah, you need to be a bit strategic with your application, and you really need to get plenty of glue. So I already need that to be at the edge of the table. You need to get plenty of glue down the edges, because that's where your seams are going to join. So you can peel the paper back and sort of add a little bit to the wall, which is what I tend to do. But yeah, I think that's the hardest thing, is like working a little bit strategically and sort of keep cleaning your table so it doesn't end up all gloopy. So I'm not entirely sure, I've just throw the wrapper away, so I will have to get it back out the bin, how long you have to let this soak, because you do tend to apply the glue and then you let it soak. And your paper actually gets more pliable, it's not so stiff anymore. Probably my favourite bit is applying the glue. Sounds like easier than painting, because it's like, yeah, you're just slapping it on really, aren't you? To the best of your ability. I've probably left this a little bit late in the day to be doing it, if I'm honest, because I'm going to have poor light soon, and I just got a little bit held up doing some other things today, and time has just not been on my side, to be honest with you. I did take Bonnie for a nice long walk. Okay, I'm gonna just do this without you watching, because it gets a little bit boring. Okay, so that's the glue on, that's the wallpaper glue on. It says no need to pre-soak, so what I tend to do then is I tend to bring the paper up and I fold it back on itself. Obviously I can't hold all of that up against the wall by myself, and then it makes it a little bit easier to carry. Whilst the paper's on there, you now have to take your plumb wire, your plumb line, and you have to see where your straight edge is. So if I put that there now, I can see whether I've got that straight or not. Which, to be honest, bloody spot on. How spot on is that? Oh, sorry, I'm in the way. Yeah, sorry, there's my string. It's very hard to see it on camera, maybe you see it better than I think you do. Yeah, literally, that's dead straight. My string's hanging in line, because that's the string there. And then when I let go of it, it's more or less hanging straight. So that's my guide to know that my next sheet of paper will hang straight without there being a problem. Oh my gosh, that's made my day. The first sheet going up and the wall straight. You just have a clean cloth And you just literally glide that down now to make sure there's no ridges or lumps or bumps, and that sticks to your wall. So for the socket, I've got a Stanley knife, sharp Stanley knife. It's not a new one, it's come out of something, but I've gone over with some sandpaper, so hopefully it's strong enough. And I'm just going to cut a V in the middle here in the paper. Might require scissors. First run. Absolutely spot on. Really tough. First run's gone in really simple, and I'm running out of battery, so the next challenge is actually marrying up your pattern. So to take your next cut, you have to find your pattern, and like that, basically. That's where the pattern starts again now, with this bird here, because there's a bird's tail and that's a bird's head, but unfortunately I've got that bit missing, so I now have to go up to the next bird until I get the next bird's tail, which is all the way down here. So you have to lift it up until you find your pattern again, where the pattern starts again. So each roll of paper normally allows you to cut 4 sheets. So I've got to make sure that I don't mess up with any of this, because I only have 2 rolls of paper and I don't even know if they sell this anymore. And if they did, I probably wouldn't get the pattern match now because I bought this about 2 years ago. So there, we're matching up now. So that's my next run there. So I have to make a small tear at the top. So I just run my hand along there. I'm just going to give myself a little bit extra. So that bit will get cut off. And I have to work my way to the bottom now and make sure that I cut it at the bottom as well. Hey everyone, how you doing? I don't know what day we're on now with regards to this room renovation. But obviously I go off and do other jobs and I have my membership at the club as well. So I just do it in spits and spurts. But today I'm kind of fighting for the light a little bit. I've kind of, yeah, it's a dull day. So anyway, thought I'd video because I've got my ring light on and that is giving me a bit of light. So I thought I'd use the camera at the same time. So I'm now on my 4th length and I've had to switch to another roll because when I matched the pattern I got to the bottom and I had about a foot missing from the skirting, whereas this roll there's like minimal loss at the top and obviously the bottom. So I'm hoping I'm going to get these next 3 runs out of this one roll. If not, I'm going to have to do a patch at that end, which won't be so bad because it will be down in the corner. So my gran used to say, a man on a galloping horse. You couldn't see it, then it doesn't matter. So I've already put the paste on this sheet. Don't know now if you're at the right angle. Oh yeah, you are. Okay, so now basically all you do is you have to marry up your pattern. So this is already stuck, so hang on, let me pick off again. So yeah, you find your pattern. So at the moment I'm going with the bird design. There's a wing. And I keep trying to match up the bird because I sort of think if I match up the bird, the first bird in the run, then it follows the pattern going up the wall. And if I'm good at the top, I'm normally good at the bottom. So then you just literally, with your dry cloth, you start sort of pushing the glue underneath sort of towards the outside edge. Going at a funny angle there for some reason, so I have to pull that off again. Even though I'm matching here, I'm losing it there. Oh, because this, you see, so because there's like a little bump here that hasn't gone flat, I've lost 5mm at the top. So that's where your cloth comes in handy. So long as you keep, once you've matched your pattern up, you sometimes have to pull it off and put it back on again. You keep brushing up to get your glue to adhere to the wall without any bubbles or bumps. So I've deliberately gone for a white cloth. You do sometimes have to peel it back, put it back down again, peel it back, get it back down. So sometimes you get just a better pairing of the pattern. And yeah, I'm losing a little bit here for some reason. And it could be that the wall's starting to go a little bit out. Probably if I put my plumb line in, it's probably not level anymore. The wall's going out a little bit. That does happen. It starts to affect your drops a little bit. But it is a little bit of patience. Again, where patience is a virtue, you just have to peel it back, place it on again. And you're better off to try and get it to fix at the top first. And then you work your way down the wall. Yeah, I'm moving a bit at the top there. Either that or I didn't cut it straight. I should have. If I cut it straight, or I'm losing a bit of the wall at the top. That's matching there. Yeah, then I've got a time lapse. I think you might get a little bit bored, but So here's the finished result. So beautiful sunshine coming into this space this morning. So I'm just sort of tucking myself into the corner to sort of give you the deepest aspect. So yeah, the cabinet just looks absolutely divine. The curtains work to kind of tie the two colours in. I'm absolutely delighted with this paper. I guess it's kind of like a little bit like a William Morris print. Yeah, just, I don't know, everything just ties in really lovely. It's going to be such a lovely treatment space. So yeah, just let you have a little look at the wallpaper with the teal against it. Yeah, really pleased with it. And then just the subtle tones, sort of the flooring. So this would be where my couch, my beauty couch will be. Yeah, just works, doesn't it? All just ties in really nicely. I love it when a plan goes well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.